Yo, what's going on, sexy YouTube individuals and Dragon Ball Z enthusiasts out there? This is your boy RBG, aka the Random Black Gamer, coming back at you with another Dragon Ball Xenoverse update / analogy video. Recently, Xenoverse's leading producer Masayaki Hirano participated in an interview at Gamescom hosted by YouTube user Ruriken. If you haven't checked out the video already, check it out and sub to his channel for similar videos. The link will be in the description box below. Now, there's one thing I need to mention to those who have seen the video and argued that Hirano's answers were too vague and simply avoided to answer all the questions, and that is that although he's speaking to the interviewer in English, his native language is still Japanese. It's rather difficult for him to have a back and forth conversation since there are a lot of English words and concepts that don't have a direct correlation in Japan. We must also keep in mind that the questions given to Hirano are only as good as the translator, being the guy to the right wearing the red Goku gi, conveys and translates from English to Japanese with the best of his abilities. But in this video, I managed to get all the intel I needed. I'm gonna also elaborate on the answered questions and give my input to further get the creative juices boiling and hint at bigger possibilities. The first bit of info came about when he was asked about the modes we would look forward to seeing in Xenoverse. In response, Hirano stated that Xenoverse would feature a lot of modes. It would feature your traditional single-player campaign where you'll most likely play through the game with the main Z-Warrior members such as Goku and Piccolo. Now, this answer really served its purpose for me personally because I was a bit concerned about if we weren't going to get the chance to relive classic moments from the Saiyan saga, the Frieza and Android and Buu saga. Although the basic story mode has become no more than a common practice in Dragon Ball Z games, it's still always interesting to see how much emphasis and attention to detail along with the dialogue is going to be put into the retelling of these awesome arcs. Moments such as Goku and Vegeta's first standoff / beam struggle and Gohan's ascension to Super Saiyan 2 are things the fans look forward to seeing depicted in future game releases. So I think that having this feature removed would be like giving the kiss of death to Dragon Ball Xenoverse and hinder it from getting its full praise. Hirano also mentioned that there will be local as well as online. Choosing to fight a neighborhood friend or choosing to have an all-out intergalactic slugfest with the world would be accessible. The next question that was asked was if players would be able to join online parties or rooms via hub worlds. Hirano answered that with your created avatar, you would be able to venture different hub worlds and interact with other players. He went on saying that you could look at their stats and rankings and choose if you wanted to challenge them in an online battle or not. I think this feature would bring a lot to the table in terms of bringing something new as well as adding a huge amount of replay value. Interesting features such as this reminds me of the JRPG White Knight Chronicles, a game that not only has a fully imagined universe but also merits respect for its interactive and fully realized online universe as well. In White Knight Chronicles, players were allowed access to hub worlds customized by other players and could not only interact with others but also choose to venture out with party members. Another thing that made this game so great was being able to find certain items in online adventures and bring them back and utilize them in the single player adventure for extra assistance. My hopes are that Xenoverse features an online community similar to this one. Since there have been hints at having possible co-op gameplay, it would be great to have the option to go in the online hub world with my friends or unfamiliar faces and recruit them to have a team death battle or battle royale. The next question up was if Dragon Ball Xenoverse would have gameplay mechanics similar to that of Budokai Tenkaichi or Battle of Z. Hirano mentioned that Xenoverse is developed by Dimps, the development studio responsible for making Dragon Ball Z fighting games so successful. He further went on saying that if he could choose between the two gameplay styles, he would have to say that Budokai Tenkaichi would be the most obvious choice. As we all know, Dimps and Dragon Ball Z games have a well-documented relationship that will pretty much always be set in stone, and it's great that we have them returning to do what they do best, which is not only give us the best Dragon Ball Z gaming experiences, but also give us a totally balanced and refined fighting game. With details stating that the gameplay style will play similar to that of the Tenkaichi series, I hope Dimps continues to generate their own aura into this title and keep a little complexity to keep it from being a one-button masher. The Budokai series has a faithful following, and it would be a bummer if Xenoverse played more in the favor of Tenkaichi fans and completely ostracized its Budokai fans. The fourth interesting question asked was pertaining to the custom character, and that being if the character would be able to progress through the game and become stronger. Hirano replied confidently, confirming that the customizable avatar would have a certain level up system and the abilities would cover different parameters. Defining if you want them to be a strength-based, close-range based, key-based, or all-around balanced fighter depends on how much the players progress and tinkers with his stats. Now, this was hinted at earlier when Hirano stated that players would come across others who would be at a certain level, and you could choose to do battle with them or not. Going out into the online community and level grinding and thus showcasing my skills would be quite addictive. I hope that this feature delves deep and bases some of the characters' abilities off of their looks. Like if I see a character heavy or bulky in stature, they're most likely going to have a huge advantage in strength. The next question asked, and seems to be the most on everyone's mind, is how many characters will be added to the roster. After receiving this question, Hirano and his translator both laughed as if they saw the particular question coming a mile away. He replied saying that him and the development team hadn't locked down a specific number yet, but that Xenoverse would mostly be focusing on the DBZ characters. Nonetheless, fans can expect a lot of characters to be added. Hearing that Dimps hasn't decided on a specific number of characters that's going to be added is no surprise. For those who are familiar with Dimps outside of the Budokai games, knows that they're very big into taking their fighting games to the next level. A lot of man hours goes into fleshing out each character in their fighting games, and I'm pretty sure that Dimps wants to make sure that each DBZ character plays distinctively. The only thing that made my ear twitch a little was that Hirano stated that Xenoverse's roster will focus mainly on the DBZ characters. Does that mean that we won't see the inclusion of Dragon Ball and GT characters? There's a possibility that this might be so, but if they are included, don't expect there to be a lot of DB and GT warriors to choose from. But either way, since this is focusing mainly on DBZ, this doesn't leave out the inclusion of movie and filler characters. I'm still praying that we get to experience the Otherworld tournament and play with characters such as Olibu and Mariako. The next question asked was what players would be expecting from missions issued by Time Patrol Trunks. Hirano explained that the reason Trunks would be sending you on missions is because something happened in history causing it to be altered, and it would be up to the player to bring things back to their natural order. Like I mentioned before in previous videos, this game seems to be borrowing a huge portion of creativity from Dragon Ball Online. Viewers familiar with Dragon Ball Online knows that Time Patrol Trunks played a main role in maintaining balance in the past and embarked on the journeys to the future and recruited warriors to have them complete Time Machine quests. The final question asked was if Bandai Namco had any plans on releasing Xenoverse for the PC platform, and Hirano simply stated that if the demand was high enough, they would take it into consideration, but they're not making any promises. In my personal opinion, it would be a smart move for them. Even though console owners wield the ability to play their games in 60 frames per second via the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, they still lack the ability to maximize certain settings and use mods and custom skins to add to the game's fun factor. And there you have it, folks, all the important bits of information presented in the latest Dragon Ball Xenoverse related interview. Be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you guys' thoughts are on this news, and also don't forget to like or dislike the video. Like always, any viewers new to this channel would make my day if you subscribed. But anyways, this is your boy RBG signing out. I'll see you guys later on the next update video. Peace out.